And we're back on Starting Point.
Yeah,
we were
hey.
waiting for, okay, who's going to start? Because we are very excited that on this segment, we are here with a distinguished guest. And he's kind of like a senior. I met him once at my previous office, and he's kind of intimidating at that time.
Right. So this is what we do. We talk to public, and here's the very person you talk to when you want to learn how to talk to public. I'm actually sweating in my bag right now because I know that he's analyzing every single thing that we are saying right now. But he is truly, as you said, Aisha, someone we truly look up to, and who's given us so much in terms of experience and dedication to his professions. And we are extremely honored and delighted to have Mas Erwin Parengkuan join us for the conversation this morning. Welcome, Mas Erwin.
Hi, Rahmat, Aisha.
Oh, my goodness. I can't believe you're here in the studio.
Like, it's such a long time maybe that you are, you used to be like interviewing, and now you're the interviewee too?
Yeah, it's totally different game, different world back then.
For
and
us
now.
to interview an expert interviewer, this is out of the world experience.
I would like to make some announcement that I'm not really an expert, so-called, because we all still learning, you know.
That's what you are to us.
Yeah, so maybe we will pick something like the communication skills through this segment, like about 30-40 minutes, but it will be like very fruitful, I believe.
Right. Mas Erwin, you have an extensive experience in communications and talking to public. From your experience and perspective, Mas Erwin, please shed a light on what are some of the most invaluable opportunities and challenges in terms of developing communications skills and businesses in the field of communications here in the country.
Thank you, Rahmat and Aisha, too. So you're talking about two aspects, the opportunity and as well as what is the other one?
Opportunities and challenges.
So the challenges, I will share about the challenges first. In my opinion, because I'm doing this for decades, I started my career as a radio announcer in late 80s. And I discovered this is a very exciting world that people can express their thoughts. But everything appear on TV, stage, or even from the radio is always, there are some script, like you guys holding this. It's a script that help all the presenters, radio announcers, MCs, to articulate their thought. So, but if we don't have that kind of script, pointers or whatever, so all the narratives stuck in our head as well as in our heart. So that the challenge is how oneself can be easily articulate their thought, express their feelings, so that the communication, the flow will be flowing like water flowing to the river. So that is the challenges, as well as I truly understand and observe why Indonesian people most of the time is quite difficult to articulate their thought. That because maybe they are not confident enough.
Building confidence is key then, Mas Erwin.
Yes, I think in my experience is the most fundamental aspect. We try, whether you have a very limited confidence level, but you have to give it a try. You have to get out and try, because you will facing so many exciting process of delivering your thought. So that is the challenges, and most of Indonesian people, as well as from the back 19 years ago when I discovered this exciting business talking, we help so many people becoming more confident and so forth. I realized, as well as other facilitators, as well as in our team, we realized that no one have dared to try to speak. Especially in the professional world, there are so many hierarchy, you know, and we also influenced by the history about the Dutch people, you know.
The time of the colonials in our
yes,
country.
as well as most of the leader in Indonesia came from the certain ethnics. We are not able to speak directly. So that kind of situation and as well as challenges. So that is the background about why people oftentimes quite challenging in delivering their thought. And the opportunity is so huge because we know in this so-called professional career, if you cannot take this opportunity to be able to communicate properly, nobody knows what's in your head. Even though you are very genius, but then you hard to articulate your
ideas,
your
thoughts,
your thoughts, your critical thinking. Nobody knows. Someone stood there and just silent.
And that's why communication is very, very important. Like, even though that you have it all in mind, but how you express it and to be in the content of that. And I think that is quite important as well. And as you mentioned that you started your career as a radio announcer in the 80s, so it's such a long time ago. And then
do you have to mention the year?
He mentioned it first.
Go ahead, darling.
we have to remember about
time frame, guys.
The milestone. And then you founded and then started the TalkInc. It's such a what is this like? It's a foundation, and
well, it's started first. We are like a short course, and now we become more to very academic because we also now the brand is not only talking but LPK Talking, Lembaga Pendidikan Keterampilan,
like a vocational institution.
Yes, so we halfway going to that direction. We want to help as many Indonesian people to get an idea about how communication should be delivered properly.
So that is why also one of the goal is to determine the successful communication. What is a successful communication, like culture-wise? Is there any specific factor on successful communication that is unique, especially here in Indonesia?
I think the most important thing that we have to realize about who we are, if you said about culture, ethnics, background, we have to understand who we are first. What is our
goals and purposes, maybe, Mas?
We see ourselves. So who we are. In terms of nationality, ethnics.
So try to define ourselves then.
Yes. So everybody, I think, should understand about this self-awareness, about knowing who they are, and knowing who is their target market, knowing their customers. They're doing some kind of study and researchers as well about who I'm going to talk to. So, but first, that self-awareness, I think, is very important to know who we are, and then we can encoding not only how to share our thoughts, but also to know who we are, and having this self-image, the thing that we want to share to the audience, so that they will understand who we are properly as well. And from the other point of view, we have to understand why I'm talking to that person, what is the goal, and what is the benefit that I will giving to them.
And how do I make my message come across the way I intended it to?
Agree, because in communication there is two different things that we have to always understand about encoding and decoding. So what is encoding and decoding? And encoding is people have this awareness to articulate, to crafting their words and how to deliver, and encoding. So that is decoding, is the participant fully understand the message. It's absolutely across.
But it's also a whole package in it, Mas Erwin, because as you mentioned, we need to be able to articulate our words, our message, for it to be able to come across the way we intended to, but it's also the way we deliver it, the way we present ourselves, meaning that we can't just rely on words that we've put together, that we structure, but also, as I can see you, the movements of your hands and sparkles from your eyes.
Observer here and there.
In such close quarters, it's the whole thing. So how do we put it together into a nice combinations, the words and the movements of every single things of your body, especially the face then? That's a complex question. Your answer, please, Mas.
Indeed. So
but
that
it's
is
exciting to learn.
Yeah. There is two aspects about the words, the content, like I just said, also how to deliver. So if we understand and we ask question, what do you think about the percentage between the content, the impact, so content is the impact, and how to deliver? Is it like 50-50? Let's say, for instance, 50-50. Someone have a very good and strong insights. Let's say that 50%.
Yeah.
But the delivering method is also 50%. Is that the person will be very attractive enough to the audience?
Right.
Or maybe we can change another different methodology or percentage, like 60 how to deliver, and the 40% is the insights.
Oh, okay.
So that kind of secret recipe, I think, should be embedded in our thought, so that we can crafting and formulating what is the right words. If I'm talking to the people in the rural area, I cannot put so many content because they will not gonna remember anything. So I have to be focused on the what is the key messages, or only one.
The choice of words too.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So know the audience is very important. Is also along with that strategy. So if we're talking about opportunities, oftentimes we take it for granted. We think communication is just like expressing our thought, doing things, using your hand and everything.
Say the first thing that comes to mind. Yeah. That's not it.
Not only that, but we also have to think about how to deliver. And I always sharing in my class about this example. For instance, a sportman, they want to go for Olympic. They will do some preparation, very tough, from the morning until the dusk. So like 8 hours within non-stop 2 years ahead. So in their thought, I have to grab this gold medal. That's it. What happened to us? We talk more than 8 hours a day. Right? But we never think, we never do this some kind of self-reflection. So I always said to the people surrounding me, I said, why don't we stop and think? After having a meeting with someone, or even a discussion, small discussions.
Evaluate.
Do some stop and think so that you can have this self-reflection. You put a mirror on your face and you see and you evaluate. What is best? How about my hand gesture? How about the voice that I projected to them? Is it suitable enough or not? What about my confidence level? Am I feeling offended? Am I feeling threatening or something like that?
So I think what you're trying to say, one of the basic thing about communication is about knowing yourself and then brand yourself as well?
That is one thing, but how to deliver and knowing the audience is also important, because we also want to make the portion of how to deliver is bigger than the content.
So the substance matters, the delivery matters even more.
Yes.
So is it 50-50 or 60-40? The most ideal, do you think, Mas Erwin?
I think, in my understanding, I think
both.
It's 60-40.
60-40, 60 for the delivery.
I have a very good example. Let's say we invite Bill Gates come to Indonesia for one-day seminar. All right? From morning until the late in the evening or in the afternoon. We know this person.
We do our homework, we learn about it, every single thing.
He do tremendous experiences and track records and so forth. And we also admire about his work,
Yep.
Yeah.
right? So we'll be sitting in that front row or in that chair. We're waiting. How many minutes you can survive? Knowing Bill Gates how
Is
to
a- is
deliver,
about to arrive,
it's
yeah.
about just like that, flat, I would say.
Yeah.
So will you
It's
gonna
so
be
laid back,
Aisha,
isn't
yeah.
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Will you? Are we going to stay until late in the afternoon and grab all the insights?
Yeah, yeah. Because it's all substance there. That's like 90-10, isn't it?
Yeah.
90 for the for substance and then 10 for
This is
delivery.
the scary thing about the
Yeah, I see your
infashion,
point there, yeah.
about the infashion and this disruption about the social media things. You
Yeah.
know, we have to create some communication structure that stick to people's mind. It lasts forever. It will create some motivation, inspiration, and call to action as well.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, that's the important thing for the call to action. That's the outcome of it, like how you deliver it, and then the call to action. Like there are so many methods as well, like 3-minute pitch,
Yeah.
elevator pitch.
Yes.
That is
The
important
method.
as well.
Right.
But
We would like to pick your brain a little bit later on that, and also on the note of powerful storytelling.
Oh,
Mr.
yeah,
Erwin.
yeah.
We'll
All
be
right.
right back with more of this exciting conversations here on TVRI World. Stay with us right here. Hello there, welcome back to Starting Point, airing live from the capital Jakarta here on TVRI World. We are still with our mentor in a way, the delightful, the knowledgeable, the insightful, Mas Erwin Parengkuan. Thank you for staying with us, Mas.
Sama-sama. Oh,
Okay.
my pleasure.
Sama-sama means my pleasure in Bahasa Indonesia for international audience out there.
and I believe that Rahmat has like a lot of things in his mind.
It's about to burst, but your turn now.
Okay, my turn. Maybe we talk about like we rewind a little bit before the commercial break. You mentioned about disruptive of
Yes.
the social media and
Yes.
how it affects the traditional communication, how we can express how we want to say and all the content. And now with social media is there, like people can have like more freedom of speech.
Agree. So this is the scary things and very disruptive about the invention of social media. Maybe we aware or maybe we are not really aware about this situation. I divide it into two situations. Beforehand, before the social media arise in early 2000, you know, we have many small tools of communication. The beeper, the phone. Pager,
Yeah,
yeah.
wow.
Not the smartphone
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah.
So the length of the attention is still, like I would say, we can observe people, we can digest oneself talking to someone, maybe on the TV or whatever, but within 20 minutes, we still can, our thought, our mind, our heart, still there in that particular person. Before the invasion of social media and the
It's a lasting
smartphone as well.
impression, yeah, Mas.
Yeah. So that is 20 minutes. Even though the delivering is not that good enough. There are so many filler words. Sometimes that person hard to articulate, can precisely deliver the right diction. But we understand, like, oh, this guy want to share something like this. What happened after this social media, the smartphones, phone becomes smartphones, is a very short attention spanning. What is the scary things? If we meet someone, and that someone appear in our eyes, we don't find this guy is attractive, she or him, not attractive enough. how long does it take for us to judge the, the, the cover first? Within seconds.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That person, she or him, not interesting enough in my eyes. So I will shut down everything. Why? Because I don't feel attractive enough. And then, in my thought, in my belief, this smartphone is so attractive. I can do many things. The color, the what did they call now? The eye candy.
Yeah. The editing,
Yeah.
and not to mention the clickbait.
Yes.
For the caption.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that is the scary things. So it's become more challenging for someone, especially for top leader or middle management leadership. They want to deliver their thought. They want to influence people. They want to make impact on their communication, right, in the organization. But they often lacking in that understanding. And they don't want to learn about how to deliver their thought, creating some good narratives, and playing some here and there. The flow is very important. How to deliver is very important. How to emphasize things, how to move your body, and so forth. There are so many complexity in making oneself very attractive enough.
Yeah, it's called never-ending scrolling. The first thing that you do in the morning and the last thing that you do before you go to sleep at night. So that's the disruption that you mentioned, Mas Erwin. And driving from that point, Mas, how do you see we can make the most of this social media in terms of delivering our points, executing the delivery and the substance in an ideal way through this platform?
Early on, we also understand, and we all agree about knowing who we are, and doing some research about mapping and profiling who is our audience. So that's very important. And also, we also discuss about encoding and decoding. So the message has to be crafted well, good enough, so that the audience will get the whole idea. And we're also talking about how to deliver versus the insights, the impact. And now we're talking about how oneself, one person, can make an impact in whatever they want to express so that they can create a call to action. I would say, why don't we start with clear and very concise message? One, step-by-step process. One step at the time. What is the ultimate goal for your communication? You want to talk about one thing. So you need to do some editing, you know? So you have to think about what most important. So I don't add so many things that not important for the audience.
But substantial.
Yes, and clear.
And clear.
And focus on giving the benefit to the audience. Can you imagine in the top management, in the big corporation, the leader always talk, okay, this is my way. And the audience, as well as there are so many different generations with tech savvy and is non-tech savvy. You know, the older, that they don't cope up with the technology and so forth. Gap tech, so-called, right? And the millennials and the zillennials, they are very fast.
They live in the time where the information stream is just
there.
It's so fast, and it's just there
for them.
For them
throughout their life.
So
it's totally different creature, I would say. So the top management, mostly they are X generation and baby boomers. So they speak with their own languages. They don't care about the audience.
Shut down everything else.
So you have to listen to me. I'm the one who giving the authority. I'm your boss. You have to listen to me. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And everybody, maybe they just scared to that because you are my boss. There is no such respect. There is no such mutual benefit. And that's why it's not delivering, transmitted well to the audience benefit. So that top management think, oh, I'm deliver. They have to do it, whatever I said. And the other zillennials, millennials said, you don't understand us.
Yeah, but the
so
thing
it's failed,
is,
right?
but the thing is with like the zillennials and millennials, when they are being familiar rise with the
Technology.
social media and technology, they tend to forget about the traditional communication, right? And that's actually the essence of it. they just making content without the real content, though they know their target market, but they just want to make it mass.
Yeah. Well, a simple example to that would be how 4 people are sitting in a table, but none of them are talking to each other, just playing with their phones.
Yeah. So finding what matters most, what beneficial to each other, what is the goal, what is the purpose.
Yeah.
I think that's very important to settle down and have some open book to discuss.
Yeah.
And also knowing each other is very important, the mapping and the profiling and the sensing as well. We have to have this kind of good intention in helping other people through communications. Because we want to transfer whatever we have in our thought so that they will have another perspective, they understand, as well as the zillennials, and how the top management can make some good relationship on that matters. If not, nobody trusts you, man.
Yeah. Well, that brings me to my questions that has been postponed. The thing that I mentioned before, just before the break, Mas Erwin, is how to make a lasting impact of your speech, meaning that you have to be able to execute the so-called powerful storytelling. And I'm quite intrigued with that terms. Please shed a light on that, and what more can we do to achieve that kind of storytelling?
So that storytelling, not yet come to the strong storytelling because it's required just another set of skills. Storytelling. So we tell some story that evoke people's emotion. And we have to make some visual imagery that the audience really understand about the situation. Let's say for Disney, they always started with all the films and whatever things they've done in their business, once upon a time.
Yeah.
So it's
set
always
precedent to it.
So it's always along with the chronological approach about the time frame. 2 days ago, but always whatever whichever is storytelling or communication, from the audience perspective, they always want to know what's in it for me. So you're telling this story, but what's in it for me? If one person telling about the best achievement in their era back then, 2 decades ago, 3 decades ago, they don't understand. The audience don't. What's the story beneficial for me?
How is that relevant to us?
It's not relevant.
It might not be like relate, because it's one of the key essential thing as well, that if you feel relate with the content that you are expressing, that you are trying to put as a message, as the call to action at the end, it has to be relatable with the audience as well.
And it's connected. Because we connect with the narrative that we share, the time frame, the chronological approach, the once upon a time things, but there are so many surprises, little surprises here and there. Like watching a movie. We want to see the movie, but the movie has to be beneficial for us. If the movie is so dull, at first we said, this is
not
interesting.
So you gotta plan it and put some interesting elements in it, so it piques people's attentions and you get your message across.
And make people imagine and sense.
A vivid present illustration.
And sense. So we can put all the surprises about the logical thinking, about the feeling, about the similarity, so many aspects. But nonetheless, you know, this is a good thing about communication, and often people ignore it. We talk every day. We chat. Why don't we stop and think? That's it, man. That's it. As simple as that.
Nice and quiet for a bit. Mas Erwin, unfortunately, this is all the time that we have. There will never be enough time to talk to you and to learn from you and to pick your brain. I said it before. I want to say it again. Thank you, and please come again to our studio. Mas Erwin Parengkuan, our esteemed public speaker. Thank you very much for your time.
Very honored to be here.
And maybe if I could add something more, that there is a basic communication skill. It's traditional that you have like a keyword of pursuing your audience. It's like imagine. So like, imagine that you are talking to someone, but you are giving the right message and it will come across.
All right, very well said there. Thank you, Aisha. And that is all the time that we have for today's editions of Starting Points. Do join us again, 8 to 9 a.m. Jakarta time here on TVRI World. Finally, we bid you adieu. I'm Rahmat Idris.
And I am Aisha Fabian, and we really wish you a very good day.
Thank you, bye-bye.